Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Today I'm going to finish up with the cover for my Junk Journal Madness journal for this month. And just to refresh everyone's memory, Junk Journal Madness is a monthly journal challenge that is hosted by Susan, and I totally love it. And each month she has a guest collaborator that submits to her 6 ideas for a journal. And Susan puts those choices in her little magic spinner and spins it around, and we come up with our theme for the month. And then she rolls a couple of die, and that determines the number of makes and the number of materials that you're to use in your journal. This week, this month, her guest collaborator is, my mind just went totally blank. Give me a second. I was trying to think of too many things at one time, and, my mind went totally blank. Wishes and Weeds. Nancy at Wishes and Weeds. Sorry about that, Nancy. I had a slight brain malfunction there for a minute. And she submitted 6 ideas to Susan, and the one that came up was Marie Antoinette. So that's what everybody's going to be working on this month that is participating. And I watched Nancy's video on her cover, and it is gorgeous. So I encourage you to go over and check out her channel on YouTube as she makes this journal with her theme. I think hers is going to be absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, be sure and go over and check hers out. And as far as the materials and makes, we're to use 8 different materials and make 10 items. If you've made journals for a while, you know both of those numbers are very easily achievable. If you have not, and you're worried about things that you can't, materials you can use, or makes that you may not be aware of, or you want to try something different, Susan has compiled a terrific list. She calls it a brain dump of all the different materials and makes that you can make for journals, and she adds to them as new things come around. So if you have a suggestion for that, let her know, and I'm sure she'll be glad to add it to the list. And Susan, I watched hers yesterday for what she plans on doing, and she got the coolest book from her school library that she's going to use. So I encourage you to check that out as well. It is actually a book about Marie Antoinette, and it has a really cool picture on the front cover. So hers should be really interesting as well. That's the only 2 videos I've had a chance to see so far. I'm sure there are other participants. You can search hashtag Junk Journal Madness on Instagram or on YouTube, and get the get everybody's videos or posts that they're doing for the challenge. And Susan has a playlist, and for um, everybody that is participating, and I have a playlist that are my previous months and current months for my particular videos. So there's lots of information out there. I don't get to make videos for everything that I do in the journals because I have other projects going on as well. But I try to make 2 or 3 videos at least throughout the process, depending on what else I have going on. So, with all that out of the way, this is my cover. I did go ahead and cover it because, as I said in my little introductory video, this is an old Reader's Digest book that was purple. And I wanted the size of this book, but of course the purple was not going to go with the kits I'm using. So what I did is I painted the book with a white gesso, and then I had this decoupage paper, and I decoupaged the outside, and then I put these lace pieces on the spine. And then on the inside, I used a page out of one of the kits that I'm using that is called The Walls of Versailles, which is by Ambry Designs and Company on Etsy. And that's also the pages that I use to create my signatures. You can see they're beautiful like wallpaper and fresco prints that are inspired by Versailles. And being there a couple years ago, I can tell you that, this is what the inside of the castle walls look like. They're gorgeous. And so yeah, I was really excited to find this paper. I love the colors in it and in the kit and in these papers. And so I have cut those out to use for my, that one's upside down, for my signatures. And on the back side it's just like a tea-dyed paper. And what my plan is to, like this is the outside, so it's double papered. And I just put this little side tuck here that I'll put a card in. But on the other pages that are tea-dyed on the back, I'm going to use a stamp, which is the stamp right here. Let's see. This is a ditto stamp. It doesn't have a name. The number is PS0662. But you can see it just has this really scrolly pattern on it. And I'm taking antique linen and just kind of stamping just to give that page a little bit of depth and a little bit of character, but to still make it so that you can write on it. And so that's my plan. I did a couple pages just to see if it was going to work, and I do like the way that it is turning out, kind of the faded. I did a couple of, first prints and then filled in with a couple of second prints without re-inking, just to give it that kind of faded, washed out look. And I think the antique linen is going to be just enough color-wise to make it visible without taking too much away from being able to write on it. So that's my plan for the signatures. I think I am going to stick with just 2 signatures since this is a smaller spine. And I'm going to do a floating spine. And I'll take some fabric and sew my signatures to the fabric and then glue the fabric, you know, to this part and this part to secure them in. And maybe I'll film that part so you can see how that works. That way you're not sewing through your spine, but you have, you know, nice secure signatures inside your journal. So, like I said, today we're going to decorate the front. And I'm going to put that big acrylic block in there just so I have a flat, level surface, since I don't have my signatures glued in or anything yet. So the other kit that I'm using is by Medieval Mirage, and it is called the Marie Antoinette Journal Kit. It's huge. It's a huge old kit. You can see here I have it printed, and I don't have a lot of it fussy cut yet. But it's got beautiful images in it. It's got plenty of tags and tucks and postcards, and the main colors are pinks and blues. And so this is what I'm going to be using to decorate with on the inside and to make my different makes once I get everything you know, once I get my cover done. Alright, for the cover, I've gone through and picked some stuff that we're going to use. I have this little MA monogram looking piece, and I'm going to ink these as I show them to you, so we'll have the inking done. And then I have this piece that just has some French script on it. And this journal is going to be pretty lightly inked. It's not going to be as grungy as what I normally do. And then I picked this image from the kit for the blues. It does have a little bit of pink, and we're going to bring that in with some flowers. And so I want to put this on here. I think I'm going to scoot this over just as far as I can get it under this lace. This lace or crochet that has all these pearls on it came off a tree skirt that I found at a thrift store, and the tree skirt was stained, but it had this beautiful trim all the way around it. It was kind of like a hand crocheted tree skirt, and it had satin underneath and this trim around the edge. And so I got it because it was a couple of bucks so that I could cut this trim off, because I like the pearls in the delicacy of the crochet. So that's where that came from. Alright, and then I have this little fan that is from the kit. It's just one of the fussy cut pieces. Ink that up a little bit. And I have these roses. Now I have already inked these that I'm going to bring in. And I have a wax seal that is in this color blue. And I rubbed just a little bit of gold acrylic paint on the top. I was would have loved to have like a crown or something, like that, and I didn't. So I just chose the flowers. Mainly, I want the colors. And then I've got some little scrap lace pieces. And I've got this gold kind of meshy material. And I think I want to bring it in. And then for the last piece, I have it's actually a button, but it looks like a book corner. And I'm assuming that if you would sew this on like the edge of a collar, to make it look like it has metal edges, but it is just plastic. And then I rubbed it with some a distress crayon to get that blue down in those little crevices. So we're going to use that. So that's all my pieces. So let's lay them out and put them where we want them so we can start gluing. I had originally thought that I wanted to put a frame around the picture, but the more that I looked at it, I decided that it was too bold. I had a black one. It was one of the Tim Holtz ones that were made for like a cabinet card, and I took the back off and used just the front, and then I stamped it with gold acrylic paint and a crackle stamp to give it this look. But when I put it on here, let me try it one more time. I feel like it's too bold, but I'm going to give it one last look. So that would go there if I decided to use it. Probably up a little. Kind of like that. And I know you can't hear me, or I can't hear you. You can hear me fine. And then I was thinking putting the mesh, but I wish I could hear you so you could tell me what to do here. And then I was going to put, this down here somehow with the seal, and then work my roses kind of here and here. And then my book corner, and I have to move this over because I was going to have my MA over here to this side. So you get kind of the point. But I felt like all I could see was the black, and I felt like it was too harsh. Even though this is black here, I just felt like it was too much. So when I removed it and did the exact same thing, I can't get it in there. It's not wanting to cooperate. I thought that was a lot more balanced in my mind. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to save this, and I'll use it maybe somewhere on the inside. I just feel like that black is just overwhelming the whole thing. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this is the piece I'm going to put down first. And so we'll get it down. And the only reason I'm putting this down is I felt like this on this was just not one, it wasn't layered enough for me. You know how I feel about my layers. But two, I needed something that I felt like to kind of break away the picture from the background. So that's why I just tore this. And I'm going to put this down. And again, I want to try to get it up under this trim as much as I can. I didn't glue each of those little pearls down. I liked the idea of them being loose. Okay, so that's about where I want that, I believe. And so the next thing would be decide where I want my initials. And I think I want them about right there. All right, now we can glue her down. So how is everybody today? I survived the storms, but we're supposed to get some more maybe tonight. I don't know how we got so lucky to not have any hit us, because they were all the way around us. I mean, I'm talking 5 minutes down the road. It was like we had a big halo around our house yesterday. Okay, so there's that, and then some more flowers. No, this gold. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna glue that on there. I think I'm just gonna stick it on there and hope when I glue all these other things, it's gonna glue through there. Do I want this one this way? Or do I want it going up this way? No, don't want it that way. Nope, I want it on this side for sure. Kind of like that. All right, so let's get that down and hope it's gonna hold this piece of gold on there. And I like the idea of that going kind of over the picture. Oh, come on, glue. May have to use art glitter glue on the it's gluing to that fine, but it's not gluing to the page. So let's put some art glitter glue. On the back of the flower. go. That's going to work, I believe. Alright, now I want my fan here. Alright, now I want these. Do I want these here? Or do I want these here? Let me put this down. Now I want this down here in the corner. Oh, I want my book corner up there, don't I? So I don't want it there. I may want it there so I can kind of tack that gold down a little bit. Yeah, like that. Alright, so let's put that there. I'll cut that one leaf off, even with the edge. Now let's glue this down. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for that. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on the book edge too. Book corner. Alright, so I'm just going to put some there and kind of crinkle it up a little bit. Hold it for a second, and I'll have this Fabri-Tac all over me. And get some on the back of this so I can use this to press down with, so it won't stick to my fingers. Okay, and then we'll put this up in the corner. Oops. Probably need to clamp that for a minute. Oops. There we go. Alright. Believe that's it, guys. Oh, I need to trim off. Let's see if I can get to it. Move this around, clamp that side a little bit. I need a wider one. Will this one fit up there? No. Maybe if I do this one like this and this one like that. There we go. Now we got it nice and flat. All right. So that is basically it, I believe. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to the cover. I'm pretty happy with that. I had originally thought maybe I'd put a book plate on it, but I think then I'm just getting it too busy. So, I think I'm going to leave it like that for now. The only other thing that I might do after I have a chance to look at it after it's all dry is to bring in maybe another flower up here, but I don't think so. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, just how it is. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you're participating and you're doing videos or posting on Instagram, let me know in the comments and I'll go find you. I do search the hashtag a few times a week to see what people are doing, and I try to watch everyone's video as if they're working on the project. So yeah, let me know and I'll be glad to go and support you and check out your videos as well. Again, be sure and check out Nancy's videos at Wishes and Weeds, and Susan's videos at I Totally Love It. And next time we'll be working on some ephemera, so I hope you'll come back and join me for that. Until then, everybody have a great evening, and I will see you soon. Bye.